I'd like to thank the grace of heaven, the virtues of the masters, and the mercy, compassion and mercy of the grand predecessors, senior transmitters, and lectures, temple masters, and everyone for giving me this opportunity today to talk about today's topic, which is staff member vows and responsibilities. Okay. All right. Okay. First of all, so what is a staff member, right? What is a staff member? Okay, so staff member is someone who helps the enlightening masters, the transmitters, with heaven's mandate to accomplish the mission of universal salvation in this white era. Okay, I mean, so it's not just someone who helps at the temple. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. So I think you could, but this is being more specific, all right? Because this is more encompassing, okay? All right, anyway. All right, so according to the Holy Teacher, the role of a staff member is pretty broad. It's very broad, all right? Okay, so the key is as long as you carry on heavenly duties, such as helping with Tao ceremonies, okay? Conducting Dharma classes, motivating Tao members, or helping Tao members with their difficulties, and showing concern for them, all right, inquire about them, then you are called a staff member. So that's the broadest one, all right? That's very broad, all right? So that's all encompassing, all right? Okay. So now, last year we did a class on the assistant temple host / temple host vows. Okay, so staff member vows are very similar. Okay, are very similar. So instead of 14 vows for the assistant temple host or 15 for the temple host, you only have 12. So okay, so I'm not gonna explain all these 12 because in the first year class you've had it. I'm just gonna read some of it. I mean it's repetitive. I mean it's basically repetitive. So if those of you, I mean, there are some of you I know, right, who have taken on the assistant temple host, if not the temple host, right, vows. So basically, by taking those vows, right, the assistant temple host / temple host, you basically encompass all the staff member vows. Get it? You include all of them, right? Okay. So all right. So you should have, okay, so these sorry, oh God. Okay, so these are pretty standard stuff, right? Okay, so you have to follow the masters, follow the Buddhist precepts, devote your life to spreading, promoting, practicing it out, give materially as well as teaching. Okay, so what the staff member vow excludes is vegetarian, just like the assistant. Okay, just like the assistant temple host. Temple host would have to have this. Okay, and then 6 to 9 is pretty similar, right? It's all telling you how to be good, right? Correct your bad habits, bad temper, right? Follow the 3 clear distinction of 4 proprieties. That's in the first year class, right? We talked about that. That's very to follow the predecessors. That's basically to which we'll talk a little bit detail about the responsibility a little bit, and then you have to be committed. Okay, committed from beginning to end. All right, you can't drop out in the middle. Along halfway. Okay, no halfway measures. All right, or no quarter way measures, no third way measures. It's the rest of your life. Okay. All right. So 10 and 11, they don't need to have. And then same thing here, you just have to be dedicated. You have to be okay. And then you have to, work together, right? With other temple members or, other Tao members to very sentient beings. All right. And then you have to be responsible, fulfilling vows. These are the previous vows, not just this vow, the 10 great vows when we received the Tao, the 2 vows that we made during the Dharma class, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Okay. And to never treat. Okay. So, and then, these are the things that telling you that, you are willing to I mean, you are sincere. You're true, sincere, blah blah. Despite difficulties, you're gonna forge ahead, right? You're gonna not retreat from your aspiration of in this case being a staff member, right? Okay, and if you haven't complied with the vows, then and not a true believer, then what's heaven's wrath and punishment? It just means this. It just means that you you know you're not going to be punished by necessarily external God or some divine being or something like that. Okay, I mean karma will take care of that, right? Okay, but but what your heaven's wrath in this case is your conscience. It's your conscience. All right. Okay. All right. So vows are made between you and heaven, not between you and the temple or any of the masters or anybody else. Right. Okay. It's a lifetime commitment. Okay. Now some components, you're right, are work in progress. Okay. Some components are work in progress. Okay. So you can't necessarily do everything all at once, right? But you work at it, okay? You work at it, okay? So number third is to devote your whole life to propagate. I mean, obviously, right? Some of you, I mean, some people are still students, right? I mean, they can't just drop out of school and do everything. I mean, all right. I mean, okay. I mean, or some have to still raise a family. They have young children still, or whatever. Okay. But you at least devoting some time. All right. Okay. And then also now breaking vows are serious. Okay. I mean, I said that in the previous, last year's assistant temple vow. It's because it's going to incur lots of what we call sins, but lots of demerits. Let's put it that way. Lots of demerits. Okay. Because you basically, and it's between you and God, because it's basically whenever you take a vow in the Tao, you're making a promise to God, right? A commitment to God, saying that, okay, blah, 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 I'm going to take on this, do this, do this. But if you turn back, well, you know what? Well, anyway, okay, so and also it has consequences for other people, okay? For and the temple, at large, etc. Okay, all right. So yeah, number 5 just means, it's guilty conscience, okay? All right, now, generally, this is an addition. Generally, I have to add it here because staff member vows, it's new, it's kind of new, all right? Okay, it's something new. It's only, but usually, because we created this afterward now, okay, we set up this because we have this 5-year curriculum, right? After the Dharma class, because Dharma class is not enough, all right? Dharma class is just like an intro, broad intro, right? Okay. And then, yeah, you made 2 vows after the Dharma, during the Dharma class, at the end of the Dharma class. Then what are the next steps? Well, that's why they developed this 5-year curriculum. Okay, so the next steps really in terms of making vows. I mean, if you really want to, go step by step, would be staff member vows. Okay, because that's the next level above that. That's like staff member vows is like the initial step of confirming, affirming that after you've taken those 2 vows in the Dharma class. Make sense? Okay. I mean, some people say, wait, well, I'm taking vegetarian vow. Okay. Well, yeah, that could be 2. Okay. That could be 2. But generally, a vegetarian vow is much more specific and much stricter. Okay. Much stricter because, when we, and I think that we're going to have well, we talked about during the Dharma class, there was a course about vegetarianism, right? I mean, I think this year's class later on, they will talk about a vegetarian vow too, because it's much stricter, because it's called, when we say vegetarian vow, it's kind of general. It's kind of very, it's ambiguous. I mean, not ambiguous because it means many things, okay, to different people. That's the problem, okay. Because some Catholics, they consider eating fish is still vegetarian, right? So all that stuff. Okay, so this vegetarian vow is very strict. Okay, so that's the problem. It's the like the Buddhist vegetarian vow, which means not just no fish, no meat, and no poultry, none of that, but also none of the 5 pungent vegetables, right? So anyway, okay. Okay. So staff member vow is really more basic than that because we don't require you to take that vegetarian vow, right? Okay. So usually after the first year class or the second year class, that's when, if the next level up, besides, some people might say, oh, I want to take a vegetarian vow, but actually the staff member vow would be the next logical step. Then after that, in the third year class, the nurturing virtue, that's the title of the class, the curriculum. That's when you get, there's preparation for you to take the vegetarian and the assistant temple master, because even in the assistant temple master, remember, you don't have to be a vegetarian, remember, right? Or slash temple master if you're a vegetarian already, right? So that's the third year. Then the fourth year, which is the conducting virtue class or practicing virtue class, you can say, it would prepare you for what we call the speaker vow, okay? And then the fifth year, after the fourth year class, okay? Then after the fifth year class, it'll be prepping you. You don't have to take it, but you'll be eligible. I mean, to among other qualifications, to take on the lecture vow. Okay, so that's the sequence. All right. So staff member vow is really the most basic after the Dharma class. All right. Okay. All right. So now, what are the staff member responsibilities? Okay, good. I have some time. Okay. Now there are different aspects that you can talk about because there's a lot. Okay, but I picked 8 aspects. Like, I mean, you can have more, but 8 is, I think it's pretty broad already. Okay. So the first one is in your performance of your duties. Okay. So as a staff member now, okay. So we have to be, number one, efficient and cautious. Okay. So now, no matter whether, it's a public, private matter, affair, divine or mundane affair, everything should be done properly, not halfway, done correctly, properly. Okay. Now, so the responsibilities are heavy, but the journey is long. But we should be fearless in undertaking this mission, okay, of being a staff member. Okay. All right. So because, like I said, right, it's really a lifelong journey, and it's really the foundational work or the foundational elements. Okay, the staff member vows contain all the foundational elements for us in order to progress. Okay, on this lifelong journey of cultivation, practice, learning, speaking, etc. Okay, so all right. Okay, another thing about it in performing duties is we should do this. We should be bear in mind. Okay, when we are doing a task, performing a task, whatever task, okay, all right, involved with the Tao, with the temple, etc., we do it quietly and silently. I mean, what it means, don't brag, don't what's got that self what's the word self-proclaim. Don't 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 show off, stuff like that. Okay, don't just talk. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Because why? I mean, don't brag about, don't virtue signal, all of that stuff. Okay, because why? Heaven, the Buddhists, they can see clearly, who's doing what, who's saying what, whatever. Okay, who's talking and not doing, etc., etc. Who's doing and not talking, right? Stuff like that, right? Okay, so we should not. Okay, we should bear that in mind. Okay, it's not for the ego. Okay, we do it which we'll get another point anyway. But which we do it because it has to be done, or or we're following instructions from the seniors or from tail, or it's a task assigned to us, that we're taking responsibility to conduct, etc., etc. All right, do that. All right, okay. So also, whatever happens, good or bad, big or small, all things should be resolved to the best of our ability. That's similar to the first point. Okay, all matters. That's similar to this. All right, okay, similar, except that it's this public private. This is good or bad. It just means that doesn't matter. Well, I mean, one basic example. I mean, we're very, very I mean, very, very, almost, basically, like, clean the bathrooms. I mean, especially after a temple class or, a Dharma class, especially when so many people. I mean, I mean, it's good or bad. I mean, it's, nobody likes to do that, right? I mean, but it has to be done, right? So if you're assigned to do that, that doesn't matter, all right? I mean, that's the point, okay? All right, so that's one aspect, okay, in the perform. I mean, there are more points, but because I have 8 aspects and there's a lot to go through, so I don't have time. But you can pick. These are just general, okay, general stuff. Now, also as staff member, we have to learn about the Tao. Okay, we're still learning, right? We're still learning, right? We never stop learning. You know that, okay? All right, so we have to be very enthusiastic, very detailed, and very diligent. Okay, diligent, studious, very consistent. Okay, so in about learning the Tao. All right. Okay. So like, for example, attending the classes, etc., etc. All right. Okay. Also, we have to learn more than just our narrow interests. Okay. So so some staff members just say, oh, I'm just interested in cooking, or I'm just interested, I don't know, in whatever, whatever stuff, fixing things, or I'm just interested in speaking, talking about that. We have to. I mean, yes. I mean, now, we're not saying that you're going to be an all know-it-all person. I mean, it's or expert. I mean, we are going to have expertise in some areas, or maybe one area, or a couple areas, or whatever, and maybe not experts in other areas, but we should still learn a little bit about those things. Okay, I mean those areas, all right, that we have no interest in, or not I said no interest, or very little interest in, or have no expertise in. So like learning about how the computer works at the temple, right? Because everything's now computer based. How Zoom, whatever the software works, all that stuff. Okay, so okay, so we have to learn. Okay, very broad. I mean, it's a lot because it's a lifetime, a process. Okay, so also we whenever we have questions, okay, we should ask, or when we have doubts, okay, we should ask. All right, and also we have to not just listen to what we learn, or listen to stuff in class, or just listen and that's it. No, we have to like review it, refresh it, contemplate it, think about it, really go deep, okay, into whatever topic, and that comes. And then also whenever we are, especially when we are either, I don't know, thinking about a problem, or addressing a problem, or doing a task, or whatever, we have to be very how can I say, careful, distinguish. We have to distinguish, what's the correct way, what's the incorrect way, what's the best way, what's not the best way, all that stuff, okay. All right, so that's the discern. And we have to do things consistently, right? Okay, so all right, so that means we have to do things diligently, right? Deep with details, not like some things we might say, we might skip some steps, because we are rushing, because you either you don't like it or whatever, you cut corners, whatever. Okay, that's not being consistent, right? I mean, sorry, conscientiously. Okay, we have to own it, own whatever task we're doing, or in this case, learning. Okay, whatever we do. Okay, we have to be very conscientious about it. All right. Okay, now third point is also this is it's not just about learning. Okay, it's not just a lot about learning, doing things, or about concepts, whatever. But we also have to be able to teach others to do things too. Yeah. So or to teach others to speak about it, whatever, all that stuff. Okay, so it's both learning and teaching. All right. Like remember I said earlier, like you may have you may be an expert in something. I'm an expert on computers, software, whatever. Then and I enjoy doing it. So yeah, so you always do that. Great, very nice. But you should also teach, show other people how to do it too. Same thing with cooking, right? You're a fantastic chef, oh right. But and you enjoy doing it, it's your little kingdom, your kitchen is your kingdom, whatever. But you should also, help teach others to learn to that too. All right, all that. Okay, all right. So that's that's all. All right. So then the third aspect is about disciplines, precepts, rules, regulation. So we have to practice, okay, with reverence, respect, and sincerity. All right. Okay, we have to do that. Okay, with reverence. Okay, because these rules, I think all the key the key core precepts, rules were made by whom? Buddhas, okay, by the Buddhas, okay, all right. So Buddhas are 18th patriarch, 18th matriarch, 17th patriarch, etc., okay, grand predecessors, etc. All right, okay, all right. So we have to do that. Now, the other point is we have to be flexible, okay, respond to things. Okay, so we adapt to circumstances, to situations, because all the circumstances are constantly changing, right? Okay, so the Chinese word for this means to literally turn a square to a circle, or to round a square. Okay, to convert a square to a circle. It means you're being adaptable. Okay, so right, right, you're being adaptable. Okay, so and also we have to be dignified and cautious when we're alone. Yeah, I mean that's right. That's in the Analects, right? Okay, Confucius Analects, right? Okay, saying that because a lot of times we become very how can I say, we let our guard down, if you will. We become less mindful, if you will, right? When we're alone, we say, yeah, nobody's around, so I can maybe cut corners, or be a little bit relaxed or casual or whatever, right? And not as mindful or whatever. We got to be careful, because that's when when a lot of the seeds, or seeds of future problems, of large problems, come from. Okay, right? Because we let our guard down. Okay, so especially when we're by ourselves, because no one is around, right? No one is around. Okay, well, heaven can see, and earth can see, and you can see, right? So anyway, okay, so all right, and then when we, according to the circumstance, whatever, we have to respond to matters with flexibility. We cannot, right? This is also the 15th of the 15th, I think the last of the 15 rules and regulations. Okay, all right. So that's so even though we're following discipline, we're following our precepts, but we also have to be, because circumstances are always changing, right? Conditions are always changing, situations are always changing. All right. So therefore, you also have to be flexible in dealing with matters. All right. Okay. And then this is very important, right? Once again, it's always this again. We keep repeating this over and over. The 3 distinctions, 4 proper conducts, 4 taboos, 5 precepts, etc. Right? That's first year class. We talked about that, right? How did you have tests on this topic, on this, right? So that's the foundational. This is the elemental stuff. Remember. And lastly, observe and follow the 15 temple, which I'm not going to get into, because I think in a later class, I don't know, maybe next month or sometime, there'll be a specific class on this. All right. Okay. So, but that's okay. We respect. All right. Now, in cultivation, in matters of cultivation, okay, we have to have a sincere intent and proper mindset. Remember, was it 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? We talk about what's the proper notions, right, and responsibilities of Tao cultivation, right? Okay, so you have to have a proper mindset, proper sincerity, and proper mindset. All right. Okay, then, and what is and this is pretty much repeating what I in that topic, that class we talked about. It's that the cultivation of Tao is to nurture our heart and mind. Okay, all right. That's the old. Okay, and we perform when because as a staff member, right, the responsibility of a staff member is to perform duties, but we have to do it with sincerity. You own it, right? You take ownership, right? You're responsible, right? Okay, you're going to see it through. You don't say, oh, I take up a task, but then you don't finish it, or you give it to somebody else, or what? I mean, well, if being flexible, but if there are extenuating circumstances, very extreme circumstances. Yes, there will be exceptions, right? But generally, okay. But also, we do not abide. That means we do not dwell. We do not become attached to anything. All right. Okay. And now this means this specific is in our mind. Okay. This is that's why it's related to nurturing our heart and mind, etc. Okay. We don't, let's say we did something very good. We did something fantastic for the temple or whatever. Okay. And so you keep, thinking about, oh yeah, see, I'm so good. Then that's not good. That's not good, right? I mean, that's your ego, right? That you're basically that's your you're playing to your ego, right? Okay, so that's not good. All right, that's not good. All right, so I mean, good and bad, whatever. Okay, or sometimes maybe when we're doing something and we felt slighted, we got whatever, and then we still bear a grudge. Then that's not good. Okay, that's what this is. All right. Okay, so and then third point is now, yeah, this is like the what we call a superior person, a genius, or superior person is really an advanced Tao cultivator. You can say that, okay, a master Tao cultivator, okay, a very high level Tao cultivator. That's really what a genius is, superior person is, okay. So our goal in cultivation as a staff member, because when we're just starting, near the bottom, right, we're starting from the basics, right. Okay, we want to cultivate to become, our aspiration is to become a jinzi, a superior person, an advanced, a master Tao cultivator that has these 5 refined qualities of tenderness. It's moderation. You could say temperateness, I guess temperateness, temperate in demeanor, temperate in emotion, all that. It has to do. It's almost like the middle way. Moderation. That's what it is. Okay, kindness. You can say goodness. Well, it's not goodness. Kindness. Kindness is good. Kindness. Or compassionate, all that stuff. Okay, respect. Okay, restraint. Now, literally, this means frugality. It just means restraint. You don't, you don't go to extremes. I mean, well, the first one, sorry, is you don't go. This one means that you can control yourself. You don't do things like in excess. Right, and so that's very important. Okay, so that's a restraint. Okay, thriftiness means frugal. That's I mean, the negative connotation, that's, you're stingy, you're miser. No, it's not that. Okay. It just means you don't spend money on things that you don't need. Okay. Or whatever. Okay. You spend what is necessary. Okay. Stuff like that. All right. Okay. Moderation. Once again, it's combined with moderation, all that. And then the last one is okay. Now, literally, this word means to yield, to give ground, to give way. Okay. It means on a broader context, it just means magnanimity. It means you're generous, that you're willing to help others, you're willing to share the credit, share whatever, all that stuff, share the glory, right? Share the benefits, etc. All right. So that's cultivation. Okay. All right. So that's where that's a very high aspiration that we wish to achieve. Okay. Now, then it comes, as this part staff members, because like we're saying, we're starting from the very basic level. Okay, we have to, follow the seniors. We say reporting. I mean, that's being very specific. Yeah. Okay. So as staff members, we have to, because we're new, right? We don't know much, right? So we have to, if we were assigned responsibilities, duties, we have to take it seriously, and we have to follow the instructions, okay, of we say the seniors, basically those who are further along the way in Tao cultivation than we are. Okay, either they have more knowledge, more experience, etc., all that stuff. Okay, it's not. I don't want to say seniority, because I mean, yeah, there is some hierarchy. Yes, there's a seniority, like the transmitters, right? The senior transmitter, just like grand predecessor, senior, that type of thing. All right, okay, so there is, but we have to take, okay. So we can't say, oh, I have my own idea. I mean, yes, in meetings you could give your ideas, but once the decision is made and you're assigned something, then a task, then you follow. Okay, you do it. All right. Okay, then 2, we conduct, and this is what we conduct ourselves according to our position. That is, we follow. That is, it just means that, we're a junior member, right? If we're a junior member, there's someone that's more senior than us, we conduct ourselves according to that position, right? You can't say, hey, I'm, even though I knew, but I know more than you, about this stuff. So I'm gonna tell you. I don't have to follow you. I have my own idea, whatever, stuff like that, right? Okay, so all right. Now, if you don't understand or have questions, then you ask the instructions, before you take it, right? You ask, detail, ask more information, right? Get more understanding about what needs to be done, et cetera, right? And then before you do it, and then after you finish something, you then let that person know, let the senior know, hey, hey, it's done, okay, yeah, hey, not hey, it's done, but sir, or etc., lecturer, transmitter, predecessor, this task is finished or whatever, okay, all right. And also whatever in the way we do or perform or finish the task or do the task, it must be reasonable, sensible, right? It can't be unreasonable. It can't be, once again, moderation, flexibility, all come into play. All right. Now, as a junior, learning to, in terms of looking up to the senior members, we also should understand, these, I mean, these senior persons, the reason why they do such they are also in awe of certain things. I mean, now I'm not saying all senior members are necessarily superior person or advanced style code, but some could, right? Some are very likely are, and these are what the advanced style cultivators are in awe of, okay, or inspired of, okay. One, they're inspired or in awe of the degree of heaven's mandate, okay. So that's part of the, there's the golden thread, okay. That was a previous class, right, that you learned about, okay. All right. And also they are in awe or inspired by persons of great virtue and ability, okay. So like, Tao masters, or you can say the sages, Buddhas, etc., right? And also then the words of the sages. Okay, so that's why, another reason why when we are learning about the Tao, we read the classics or the sutras of the sages, the Buddhas, etc. Right? Okay. All right. So this is something to understand. Oh, what this is what an advanced Tao cultivator, Tao master, or superior person are in awe of, these three things, or are inspired by. Okay. All right. Okay. Then on the other hand, you also have, even though you say we're at the basic level, we're stepping, but there also could be other people that's below you, that's newer than you, that's less knowledgeable, or have less experience than you in the Tao, in the temple, etc. So what you should be doing is, because you can never say that you are the last, the bottommost person. You can't, we can't. There's always someone else that's younger than you, newer than you, less experienced than you, less knowledgeable than you, etc., right? Okay, so for those people, you have to guide them with patience, skill, and kindness. Yeah, kindness. Okay, we can't be harsh. Okay, we can't be, all right, can't be harsh. We have to be patient too. Okay, put yourself in their shoes, right? Right, 将心比心, right? Put yourself in their shoes because you were in their position once before, right? So you have to have understanding, all right? I said that's the skill part, right? Okay. Then also, not only do we respect the seniors, guide the juniors, but we also follow the instructions of seniors while leading the juniors. Okay, so that's this term, all right? 承上启下, okay, 承上启下, all right? So that's okay. Okay, we have to do both. It's not just say, oh, I only follow, I'm not going to guide. Or I only going to guide, I'm not going to follow. You can't do that. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So we also have to know the proprieties. That's where the 15 rules and regulations, and also not just that, but more, right? The arrival, departure, ritual, right? That's propriety, right? The morning, evening, the first and the lunar calendar first and the 15th, proprieties, all that, right? Okay, all that. Okay, and then understanding what's the underlying principles while we're doing these things, while we're conducting these proprieties, rituals, etc., etc. All right. Okay. So that will also help guiding the people, the less experienced, right? To when they're learning about these rituals, proprieties, principles, etc., etc. All right. Okay. The third one is you also should recommend and promote, or you can say, yeah, we say promote. Yeah, promote. Okay, help develop the people of virtue. Okay, and then give way for opportunities to people of ability. Yeah, don't hog. You don't want to hog the limelight. You don't want to hog the task, the duty, the responsibility. Right? You can see, oh, this person, maybe they're young, although they may be less experienced, but they really are expert in particular, or very knowledgeable in something. Then give them the opportunity to do it, or to lead, or whatever. Okay, all right. And also, this is not easy, but it's we give credit where it's due to others, and we also take on responsibility, take on the blame, because you're the senior to those juniors. You should never, whenever you're guiding the juniors, you should never. Let's say you're leading a team to do some kind of task or do something, and it didn't come out that well. Okay, the outcome wasn't that ideal. That wasn't that satisfactory. You should not be pointing fingers to the junior and say, hey, it's their fault. I told them to do this, they didn't, blah, 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 all that stuff. Okay. This is just like, office politics, it's very, very similar. Okay. Okay. All right. So, because you're leading them, you're guiding them. The buck stops with you. Okay. Because you're the leader. Okay. Of that. All right. Okay. And also, when we're doing things, we have to see this is kind of like very, very high level, and know the essence of what we're doing and do it well. It just means that what is the key core things that needs to be done, of the essence, the essence of this task, this whatever, whatever thing or whatever, okay, or thing that we're learning or whatever, okay. So the key is to understand the essence, not the various, permutations or variations of that, okay, because that's all coming from the core, from the essence. All right. Okay. So, all right. Or, like a lot of what is or whatever. Okay. All right. Now, okay. Let's have some time. Okay. Now, this is the 7th now. Okay. The 7th. I'm almost, okay. The 7th. When we're dealing with people, right, as staff members, we're going to be dealing with people, right, a lot. I mean, never mind, just staff members, but other members, but staff members, since we're talking about staff members. Responsibility. We have to be this. I mean, this is true for everybody. Okay, everybody. We have to be cautious in speech and actions, because everything is also done. It's done, or it's for the sake of sentient beings. Okay, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's for everyone. It's for the benefit of everyone. Okay, of all. All right. So whatever we say, whatever we do, so no gossiping. Right. Those four vices of speech. Right. No gossiping. None of that. No, what's that? Double tongue, backstabbing. None of that. All right. Okay. Because what we're doing the heavenly duty. Okay. We're doing heavenly work, if you will. Okay. Work. Okay. So we have to be extremely careful, cautious, and also in our actions too. All right. So we don't say one thing and do another. Right. We don't. Right. We have to be consistent. Right. Okay. So anyway, also in interacting with people, with other people, we should be warm-hearted and humble, modest. We can't be arrogant. That'll turn off most people right away. Right. That'll probably turn off 100%, 99.99% of people. And we have to be warm-hearted. We can't be harsh. Yeah. And sometimes, I've gone through it. When we are especially dealing with, the newer members, or anybody for that, it doesn't have to be new. We tend to be too caught up in certain, I don't say stubborn. We become so stubborn or fixated on certain principles, ideas, and then we lose this warm. warm-hearted approach when people disagree with you. Okay, so we have to be very, very mindful of that. All right, when especially like sometimes in meetings or discussions, each has their own principles or point of view, and we can't be, how can I say, too rigid, inflexible. Okay, and we can't lose that, okay, that warm-heartedness. Okay, we can't, it turns to very harsh, very rigid. Okay, and so we got to be very careful. All right. Okay, now also when we're interacting with people, remember what this is once again in the Confucius Analects, right? Be vigilant and mindful of the self-introspection. That's the 3 self-reflections, right? Right. We have to be mindful. We always, in interacting with people every day, right? I mean, well, he did every day. Zhenzi did it every day. every day, ask these questions. So we have to be mindful of this, all right? In our interactions with people, all right? I mean, this is not just for staff members, this is for everybody, really, okay? Right, all right, okay? So we have, right, okay. And then number 8, lastly, now, one last aspect. I mean, there are more, but I just picked these 8 because, these are more basic ones. In family life, right? I mean, right? A lot of people have families, right? So if you're a staff member and you are a parent and you are responsible for raising your children, especially, whatever, taking care of the house, we have to, balance, okay, principles and relationships. So basically balance the principles of the Tao, right? That, we take these vows, right? And we follow whatever, protocols or or rules and regulations, and also the relationships. That's the familial side, okay, to achieve harmony. We have to balance them. So this is not easy. I mean, yeah, a lot of times, I mean, it's for, so for example, if you're vegetarian but your family members are not vegetarian, so so it becomes tough, right? You have to cook 2 sets of whatever, cookware or whatever, so that's not easy. I agree, okay, but you have to find a balance. You can't say, hey, too bad, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm going to cook vegetarian for you, but you either eat it or starve. You can't do that, right? Okay, so or say, okay, you guys are not vegetarian, I am, but you know what? I just cook for everybody, so I'll eat the meat too, along with you. You can't do that either, right? So we got to do, yeah, we have to find a balance, find a way to harmonious way to work together. All right. Okay. Then there's also, this is pretty a little bit more specific, is there's the 3, on the 5 ethical relationships. There are 3 aspects that's family related, right? First one is parent and child. Second one is husband and wife. Third is brothers and sisters. So between parent and child, we have to have affection. There has to be affection between parents and children. That's a given, because if there's no affection, then you become what? Literally separated. I mean, even though you may not be separated, but it's like, you become strangers. That's bad. That's how families break apart, right? Okay, so that's, we have to be careful, all right? Between husband and wife, the spouses have to play respective roles or complementary roles. They have to complement each other. One spouse is a breadwinner, is working part. Oh, well, in today's society, maybe both spouses are working. Okay, that's fine. Both spouses are working. But when they're at home, they have to complement each other. So one spouse will do the cooking duties, one spouse will do the cleaning duties, or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, so you have to. One spouse will maybe take a leading role in educating their children, teaching their children, whatever. Okay, and a spouse may be in charge of doing the financials, the finances, family finances, all that stuff. Okay, so you have to play with that. All right, okay. You have to work together, and that's both husband and wife. And then between brothers and sisters, there's an order among elder and younger. That means, the elder will look out, will care for the younger siblings, and the younger son will in turn respect the elders, right? So that's there's an order. I'll say there's a hierarchy. Yeah, kind of like that. But anyway, all right, okay. So this that's in the family. Okay, now whatever is right, whoever is right or wrong, whoever is correct, within the family. I'm talking about in the family now. Okay, we don't dwell on that. You can't, you can't, like a lot of family disputes, okay, happen because either side are just so rigid on claiming that they are right and the other side is wrong, or they are correct and the other side is incorrect, and they don't compromise. They don't compromise. And that's where families break apart also, right? Now, some people say, oh, they're based on principles. Well, yes and no. Okay, it's partial. Okay, so because a lot of it's situation based or circumstance based. Okay, so once again, you have to be a little bit flexible. You have to be generous. Remember what the 5 qualities of a superior person, advanced style cultivator, right? You have to have tenderness, have moderation, magnanimity, kindness, all that, right? So we can't be, once again, too rigid. This is impossible. Remember in the previous class, the proper notions and responsibilities of style cultivation, right? You say you have to be flexible. You cannot have a constant mind, right? That's what Lao Tzu said. I think chapter 23, I believe. 29, I think chapter 29. But anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, that means, you can't be too ideological. You can't be an ideologue. That's the problem with ideologues. They can't see reason. That's when you become too dogmatic. Okay, so we got to be careful. All right. Okay, now in the summary, let's go to the. Okay, there are a lot of threes. There are a lot of threes. Okay, so there's right. We talked about this in last year's class. All right, is it? Yeah, last year's class. Oh no. Yeah, last year's class. Yeah, about towards the end about about not about being separated from the temple, or what are the benefits of returning to the temple. Remember? Okay, so what are they? Okay, well, one thing that we should not be separated from is the temple or the Sangha, the Tao community. We should not be separated or alienated from virtuous people. Okay, yeah, the superior people, superior person, the advanced Tao cultivators, the seniors, or even juniors. Okay, I mean, because they could be, either side could be virtuous. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, what their positions are. But anyway, we do not be isolated. I should say isolated from virtuous people, okay? And depart from the truth. This is the broader, more specific is classics and sutras, okay? Because the classics and sutras contain the truth, okay? Or the true principles, etc., etc. All right? So these are 3 things that we can have. I mean, not just staff members, everybody, okay? Everybody, all Tao cultivators, okay? That's why it was in that class. I mean, okay, anyway, all right, okay? All right, so there's 3 things that we cannot fail, staff members. I mean, really, it's everybody, okay? But we cannot fail the test, or the literal translation means become frustrated by poverty and sickness. Yeah, because, not all of us are filthy rich, right? Okay, so, so a lot of people, are less well-to-do, okay? And also a lot of people are maybe not in good health, okay? They have maybe chronic health issues, okay? We should not be frustrated or be overwhelmed by these 2 negative things, okay? So we cannot fail that test. Oh, in other words, don't give up. Oh, I'm in poor health, so I can't become a staff member, because I have health issues or whatever. Or, I'm very poor, I'm dirt poor, so I can't help, I can't become a staff member or stuff like that, or Tao cultivator, right? Then that means we're giving up, right? Okay, so anyway, all right, so we got to be, we something to bear now, and also to not fail the test of fame and gain. Yeah, this is something this is like the opposite of number 1. I mean, not exactly, but very, but almost, okay, right? Fame, people, I mean, people are, whatever, driven, right? Or motivated by gaining fame and gain. Gain could mean wealth, okay, or status or power, okay, stuff like that. All right, so this is something that we also have to be careful, right? We should not be, how can I say, fooled, misled by the desires for fame and gain, okay? So we can't fail that, all right? So we have to be careful, all right? And lastly, do not fail the test of human affairs, relationships. Yeah, between relationships, like say between two spouses or between good friends, you had let's say something, let's say something like a friction, hit a bump in your relationship, and you became, instead of, good, having a good loving relationship, you became almost like mortal enemies, right? So we got to be careful, right? Or between friends, same thing, right? Okay, these are not easy. I agree. I mean, this is, you can say these three. I mean, there could be others, but these three are pretty core, and broad, categories. You can say these three, I don't know, you're going to say tests are really part of the human condition, right? Isn't that right? The human. That's what being human will encounter. Well, you will encounter these things when you're human, because you're human. All right. Okay. So that's okay. So we have to be something like, all right. Okay. The other three things is that we should not forget. What we not should forget? I mean, okay, I said staff members. It's really everybody. Okay, we should not forget the Buddha mind, Buddha heart, Buddha nature, our Buddha nature. Okay, that's the key. That's the core. Our Buddha nature, our true self. Okay, and do not forget the golden thread. Right. Last week's class we talked about the golden thread. Right. I think it was last week. Yeah, last week. Okay. Anyway, right. Okay, so we cannot forget. And lastly, do not forget the vows we have made. So, okay, as making the 10 great vows, the 2 vows after the Buddha, the Dharma class, and this staff member vow. Okay, all right. So we can't forget it. Okay, all right. Things are okay. Time. Fourth, this is very good. This is very, very Buddha nature-like. Okay, it's just that when things happen or when matters arise, we respond and deal with them. Yeah, right. When we deal with it, when things happen, all right. But then when the things or matters go away, then we return to stillness. Okay. Now this is more in line. I mean, not just the external part, aspect, but it's more for the internal side. That's our mind. Okay. Don't dwell on things that happened already. That's been dealt with. You don't dwell on that, right? You don't dwell on it, or you don't become attached to it, right? At the same time, when things hasn't happened yet, you keep thinking, oh, what if this, what if that, what if that? You're gonna go crazy, right? So that means our mind is not being tranquil, not being still, not being in the same state as our Buddha nature. That's what we have to be like. Okay. So anyway, because once you are still, anything that happens, your Buddha nature's marvelous wisdom, the Mahaprajna, will deal with it. Will tell you how to deal with it. You know that? Okay. So, all right. So there's no need for contingency plans and all that. I mean, honestly, there's no need. I mean, there's some leeway, okay, flexibility in that. But you can't go crazy thinking up of, 10,000 possible scenarios and deal with that. You can't. Okay, you can't. Okay, that's a lot. Well, anyway, okay. And so there's no point looking for problems. Okay, why? What's the need? There's no need, because our Buddha nature's marvelous wisdom or divine wisdom can take care of it, can resolve it only when they arise, right? Okay, all right, okay, all right. Now, the fifth one is there are some pitfalls or deficiencies or flaws, okay, that are easy to that we easily fall into. So there are easy mistakes. So in order to avoid these easy mistakes, deficiencies, and flaws, we have to be mindful of this. Once again, remember, we have to do self-introspection, right? We examine things and we should do it more often. And also, this is part of the correcting our bad habits and bad temper, right? Or faults, right? So if we have any mistakes, we should correct them. But if let's say we don't have those faults, but then we should go vigilant against having those faults or making those mistakes, okay? And also, this is part of the taking responsibility and taking the blame is, in all matters, do not blame others. Do not point fingers, all right? Okay, all right? Take ownership, right? You are the master of yourself, so you should take responsibility. And also, we need to, once again, self-introspect, okay? That's similar to this first one, okay? All right, okay? But this exam is more than, it's more broader. It's not just self-introspect, okay? All right. And then the last one is, I'm almost time. Okay, when dealing with things, we need to learn to be accommodating. That's part of the generosity, flexibility, magnanimity, etc. All of that, all right? Okay, and also we have to can't be arrogant. Okay, dispense with posturing and adopt more humble. Be humble, be more considerate, be more understanding, right? Be in somebody else's shoes. Okay, and then lastly, let go of attachments, right? Okay. All right. Now, in conclusion, I have 10 bullet points, so hopefully these will go quickly. Number one, we should believe in heaven's will, perform our heavenly duties, and receive heaven, and we will receive heaven's assistance. Believe it or not, Buddhists work in mysterious ways, right? The God, okay, karma works in a mysterious way. Anyway, okay, so if we do things properly, if we believe in the will of heaven, okay, God's will, okay, and we do God's work, heavenly work, then indirectly or mysteriously, heaven will help us. Okay, the Buddha's help. Okay, and then do not let quarrels, disputes hinder our footsteps. What footsteps means? It's on our path of cultivation, in this case, as a staff member. Don't let these disputes, disagreements, whatever, hinder us, become obstacles. All right, we have to work through it. Okay. Also, we have to have a sense of mission by seeing far ahead. That means by being farsighted, because you take the long view, take the long term, not short term view, okay, but the long view. We can perceive firmly, right? Okay, because then you know where your ultimate goal is, right? All right, so you can work around obstacles, etc., pitfalls, whatever. Okay, so you have to that, and not just looking at short-term benefit or short-term. Okay, all right. Then if we can have faith, then one can bring about what splendor or glorious achievement or all that stuff. Okay, so that means we have to have faith in, in the Tao, faith in your Buddha nature, faith in the vows. Okay, all that stuff. Right. Okay. Now, a staff member must do, when they perform their duties, this is something to bear in mind. We are actually working alongside the Buddhas. You know that? Okay, we're working with the Buddhas. We're not working against the Buddhas. Definitely Buddhas are working with us. Okay, so, all right. So that's what, okay, when we do our utmost, we have to be sincere, right? We have to have the proper mindset, right? Sincere intentions, etc. Also, a staff member helps what? To enlighten people about their Buddha nature, right? Now, this is very metaphorical and it's very beautiful. It's like poetry. So the literal translation is that one lamp removes the darkness, or one lamp eliminates darkness. Okay, one wisdom breaks through folly. Actually, this one wisdom implies that you become enlightened. Okay, I mean that at the highest level. Okay, okay. So it refers to the pointing of the Buddha's ritual, right? Remember we call it the Tao receiving ceremony. That one point, that's the one wisdom. Okay, the one truth, if you will. Okay, all right. Okay. Also, it takes the staff member takes on the white era heavenly mission of the universal salvation of the three realms in this great karmic matter. It's a karmic matter because it has to deal with samsara, right? Transcending samsara, right? Reincarnation, etc. All right. Okay. So where the goals are to be awakened to our true nature and realize full awareness. Now that's what the kind of like the summary generalization of these three statements. Okay, these three phrases, which is from being lost to become awakened, to being awakened. Right. That's what the goal is. Right. That's why we take these vows and we cultivate. Right. And we will have along the way, the ultimate goal, remember the goal, okay, is that we will have perfect awareness and conduct. Yeah, it's perfection, okay? I mean, like a Buddha, like a sage. And we'll be free from all doubts or negativity or questions or whatever. And we have exceptional abilities, right? That's what our Buddha nature is. Remember that marvelous divine wisdom, right? I mean, that's only one part, okay? That's only one part of our Buddha nature, just the 10, what they call the 10 Buddhist, what do you call that? supernatural powers, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, powers. We have powers. Okay, that's the exceptional ability, and we will know everything. I mean, not, I don't want to say know everything in the book in the knowledge sense, but our Buddha nature will see everything clearly. Okay, so that's where the wisdom, that Buddha nature wisdom, the divine, marvelous divine wisdom, will have no doubts. It will see everything clearly. There's no confusion, no doubt. Okay, all right. Two more. So okay. So these staff member vows and responsibilities are really necessary in order to have a continuous, lifelong progress of learning, cultivating, speaking, propagating, practicing, and achieving the Tao. All right. And these staff member vows and responsibilities are necessary for a harmonious Tao community. Okay. With that, I've been a little over. I conclude today's class, and if there are any things that I said incorrectly, I ask for the Buddhist sages guidance and correction, and everybody else's guidance and correction. Thank you.